Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jag, and for those of you who are new, this channel is all about math and science at both the elementary and the high school level. So with that, let's get started. Today's class is going to cover grade 6 math, and we're going to go through the topic of algebra. Alright? I'm going to pick a couple of examples from the textbook that I have in front of me. So what we're going to start off with is solving equations by subtraction. Okay, so let me pick an example here. We're going to try m plus 12 equals 22, okay? And how you're going to solve this is a very specific method here, okay? Sometimes the teachers might tell you to use like the trial and error method. I can see this equation is very simple, so maybe you know the answer right away. But this is the method and the approach that we're going to use today. So I'm going to underline the 12 here. Notice I'm not just underlining the 12, I'm also underlining the positive sign that is in front of it, okay? So let's make an arrow. And I'm going to be moving the positive 12 to the other side. And let's write out m equals. You notice on the other side, 22 is still there because I didn't move it, okay? On the left side, the 12 is positive. So every time you go across the equal sign, I have to make sure that I'm changing the sign, okay? So on the other side, on the right side of the equal sign, the 12 is going to become negative. So just like that, okay? So I'm going to put m equals, and we're just doing 22 minus 12. So some simple math here. So I can see that m is equal to 10, okay? Now say the teacher tells you that you need to check your answer, okay? Because some questions do say that. Okay, so I'm going to make a line here, okay? And so say I'm checking my answer. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm going to take the m equals 10 and I'm going to plug that back into the original equation, okay? So the original equation says m plus 12, okay? Instead of writing the m, I'm going to write the number that I got for my final answer, which is 10. Okay, so I'm going to do 10 plus 12 here. Alright, simple math, I'm doing 10 plus 12, which is equal to 22. Okay, so I noticed that I got 22 here. And in the original equation, it's also equal to 22. And this is actually how I know that my answer is correct. And I know that m equals 10 is the right answer. So anytime you're actually doing algebra, this is the reason that it's actually a very simple unit. I need to remember just a few rules, and it's almost like you're cheating, okay? I can always take my final answer and plug it back into the original equation, and that's how I know that I have the right answer, okay? So on a quiz or test, you really shouldn't be getting any wrong answers. Okay, I can 100% say that I have the right answer after I check the solution here. Okay, if the question doesn't say check your answer, I should still be doing a mental check in my head to make sure I have the proper answer here, and I can always make sure that I'm doing the question correctly. Okay, so with that, let's move on in the textbook. All right, the next section we're going to go through is solving equations by addition. So I'm going to take off this example here, okay, and we're going to go through a really simple example because the concept is the same. Okay, so let's try this question here. So it's x minus 12 equals 22. All right, so again, I'm going to underline the number that I'm looking at, okay? So I'm looking at negative 12 here. I'm going to make an arrow to show that I'm moving it to the opposite side, okay? Again, make sure you're underlining the sign that is in front of the number, okay? So we're going to put x equals. On the other side, I already have 22. So keep that the same, okay? I'm not moving the 22 anywhere. I'm only moving the negative 12 to the opposite side, okay? So now the negative 12 is going to the other side of the equal sign. I have to make sure I change the sign. So instead of minus 12, okay, the answer is going to be plus 12. Okay, so I'm going to do x equals 22 plus 12. Alright, so this is equal to 34. Again, make sure you box your answer, okay, so the teacher can clearly see what your final answer is. Alright, so say this question said to check your answer. So let's try the check on this side here. Again, I don't need to write the whole equation out. I'm just going to write out the left side of the equation, which is x minus 12. Okay, like that. I'm going to plug in the answer I got. So I got x equals 34. So instead of the x, I'm going to write 34 here. Okay? So we're doing 34 minus 12, which is equal to 22. So when you're doing the check, make sure you're basically doing the check separately without looking at the answer on the left side here of the board. Okay? And the reason I want to do that is I'm making sure I'm not really cheating. Okay? I want to solve for the equation after I plug in my value that I got here. And then at the end, I'm going to look at the original equation, all right? I noticed that the answer here is also 22, because that's what the equation is equal to. So I know that my final answer of x equals 34 is the correct answer, all right? So this was basically solving equations by addition, okay? So if there are no questions, that's going to bring this video to an end. And I hope you understood the very important concept of how to solve these equations using the proper method of algebra. And make sure you are changing the signs every time you're going across the equal sign. It doesn't stay the same. Okay? So we shouldn't be doing trial and error. We have to use this mathematical method when we're solving the equations. And again, that's because the equations are going to get a little more complicated as you move on to the next grade. All right? The next grade level. So you will be covering algebra in grade 7, 8, as well as grade 9. Okay, so this concept is very important. Alright? So I hope everyone learned something from this video. And if you did, please make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Click on the like button below because it makes a really big difference. And I'm going to see everyone in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.